Radhe Radhe everybody, please subscribe to our channel down there, hit the bell icon for notifications, and if you already subscribed, share with your friends, like, comment, that would be awesome. Thanks so much. Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today we just memorized two very important verses which detail the ninefold process of devotional service, bhakti yoga. This was the response by Prahlad to the question of his father, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, what is the best thing you have learned in school? So Hiranyakashipu thought Prahlad would tell him something about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, or as our acharyas would say, things like civics and geology. Prabhuji likes to say ontology, morphology, and material subjects, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But immediately Prahlad said these two verses. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. Right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. Iti Pungsarpita Vishnu Bhaktischennavad Lakshana Kreta Bhagavatyadatan Manyeditam Uttamam. This is the best thing I've learned. So, this is the best thing Prahlad Maharaj has learned in school. Prahlad Maharaj went to the school of Narad Rishi for 60,000 years. For 60,000 years, while he was in the womb, he was in Narad Rishi's school. And at the same time, his father, Hiranyakashipu, was doing austerities for 60,000 years. 60,000 years of Hiranyakashipu's austerities was not as valuable as hearing the Harikatha from Narad Rishi in the womb of his mother. For those who don't know the story of Prahlad, when Hiranyakashipu went to do austerities to kill Vishnu, he went to kill Vishnu. He did austerities to get the power to kill Vishnu. And in the meantime, his wife was pregnant and didn't want to have a son while her husband was away from home. And she was kidnapped by the Devas. At that time, Narad Rishi saved her and kept her in his ashram. And in that ashram of Narad Rishi, she was taken care of very nicely by the other people living in the ashram. It's not like Narad was alone. We have an ashram here. Many hundreds of people stay and come and go. So similarly, she was there in the ashram, but Prahlad was in her womb and he heard Harikatha for 60,000 years. So now, when Hiranyakashipu, when he was 5 years old, Hiranyakashipu came, when Hiranyakashipu came back from his austerities after giving the boon, he got the boon that he would live practically forever. He could not be killed on land or sea, day or night, all these boons, right? Man or animal. So after he had started sending Prahlad to school for like 1 year, like they go to school when they're like 4. So Prahlad had been at school for like a year. Then he called him and took him on his lap and said, now tell me what is the best thing you have learned. So he thought he would tell him something simple like a child would say when a child's at school for a few months. But immediately Prahlad was thinking, oh, what is the best thing I learned? I heard Harikatha for so long. So what can I tell him that's the best thing? So then he said this verse. So we should realize how valuable these verses are, because Prahlad's saying this is the essence of all his learnings from 60,000 years of education. Like people go to school for 8 years and then high school, and they say like, oh, what's the best thing you learned in your 18 years or 20 years? Like, wow, I went to university and then I did a PhD. And I've been in school for like 25 years. Now I'm 30, you know. What's the best thing I learned? And that best thing you learn means you should say something brief. It shouldn't be like, okay, here's my thesis and it's 600 pages long and read it. It's like, tell me the essence. So Hiranyakashipu was like, tell me the best thing you've learned. So immediately Prahlad answered with these two verses. So this is very important, therefore. So this is showing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. Immediately says, I'm going to tell you, people like to hear things in a list. It's easier to be attentive and to remember them if it's listed. So he's saying, look, I'm going to tell you 9 separate things. Bhaktishchen Navalakshana. I'm going to teach you 9 different processes of devotional service, which I consider to be the very best things I've learned. And despite all difficulties, we should be very attentive. Prahlad had to hear, despite the covering of his mother's womb. And so we have to hear it despite the sawing of the drill cutting tiles. But still, we try to focus in here. So the first one is Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing. But hearing about what? It is said those ears which are not absorbed in hearing transcendental subject matters are just like the holes where snakes go inside and eat the mice. Like you see, mice or other animals make burrows and holes in the ground and live there. And then snakes come and find them and go inside those holes and eat them. So those ears which do not hear transcendental subject matters are like the holes meant for the snakes to enter inside to eat them, to eat their hearts out. Before they come inside, the snakes comes inside our heart and then eats our heart out, destroys our life, then that is the nature of someone who doesn't hear transcendental subject matters or harikatha. So there's two kinds of things, asat katha and sat. What is truth and what is false. The Srimad Bhagavatam starts with this invocation of meditating upon truth. Satyam param dhimahi, I meditate upon truth. So Shravana means we meditate upon those things which are truthful, sat. In the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Gita, it says Om Tat Sat. This is the Lord, His divine potencies and beloveds, the jivas, and His relationship with them. So Shravana means we should hear things which are beneficial to the Atma and which are related to the nature of reality, which are actually connected to truth. So that means all these subject matters that help us understand our real nature, the nature of the soul, the nature of the material universe around us, and ultimately our nature with the absolute truth, Bhagavan. So that's Shravanam. Now, people who are very attached to karma won't perform Shravanam. This is the first stage of bhakti. People who are very attached to karma won't do Shravanam. They don't have taste for it. So it said, you'll start to develop taste for bhakti, or you'll start developing taste for Harikatha when you give up attachment to karma. So this is a verse in the Bhagavatam. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata matkata shravanadu va shraddhayavan najayate. When you've given up all attachment to karma, fruitive work, and develop taste for hearing Harikatha, then you are very quickly able to progress in spiritual life. Hearing is very important. Atato brahma jigyaso. First, you need to be inquisitive and eager to hear. Hearing is more important than developing mundane knowledge just by reading books. It's said that Brahma himself, the creator, he gave up desire to acquire knowledge. And then he decided, I'll only stay in one place and hear Harikatha. Jnane prayasam udabhasya namanteva. He said, all this endeavor for material knowledge is only making me into like a donkey. So I'll give it all up. And now, satang prasangam mama virya samvido. Krishna himself said, Harikatha is the power of Krishna. So Shravanam is so important because through Shravanam, bidyate hridaya grantis. By the process of hearing, then those words of real truth that come into our heart through our ears will break or cut the knots of attachments in our heart. Bidyate hridaya grantis. They cut through all these attachments. It is said, Shrinvatam svakata Krishna punya shravana kritana hridyantasto hi badrani vidunoti suritsatam. By hearing Shrinvatam svakata Krishna, about Krishna Katha, all inauspicious things in the heart will be destroyed and auspiciousness will dawn in one's life. So hearing is very important. All the different personalities in our scriptures and all our preceptors have told us that we should hear Harikatha. Tadvidi pranipatane pariprasnena seva. You should inquire and you should hear. This is our process. That when we approach Guru so we can hear from him. So the first thing is Shravanam. And in this world, everyone's very attached to hearing things, mundane music or fiction, things like that. And as long as we are hearing these things, then they're going to keep us distracted from Krishna. So what is Maya? Maya is anything that keeps us distracted from reality. Maya means illusion, illusory life. And illusory life is said in that verse, the Bhagavatam we learned. What is the nature of illusory life? Second verse of Chatusloki Bhagavatam. That Maya is whatever is distracting you from Krishna. So all this mundane knowledge we gather day and night with our senses, this is Maya. Because it's distracting us from Krishna. So in the second verse of Chatusloki, Rite artam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidya ratmano maya mitha baso yatatama. Understand, anything that is separate from me, not connected to me, that is illusory. has no substance, no value. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also, another verse, Yadate moha kalilam buddhir vyati tarisyati tarakantasi nirvedyam shrutavasya shutasya cha. That when your mind has crossed through the forest of illusion, then you'll give up attachment to hearing anything that's been said or will be said in this mundane world. That's called prajalpa, any mundane talk. So on one hand, we have to give up mundane topics and then hear transcendental topics. That's proper shravanam. Give up negative and accept the positive. There's two rules in the scriptures. Smartavya satam Vishnu, Vishmartavya najatu chit. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So with shravanam, we try as much as possible to hear these positive things about transcendental life and give up everything that is mundane. Next one. It's like a battle, you know?
Yeah.
This side, that side. But we must go on, okay? So, Kirtanam. Okay, Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, there's so many bad qualities and so many bad faults that we have. It said that the age of Kali Yuga is an ocean of bad qualities. Kalir dosha nidhi rajan eko asti mahadguna. What can I do now? In Kali Yuga, in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, it said, we have short lifespans. We are very foolish. We are very quarrelsome. We're always arguing and fighting with each other. And we can see that in this world. And so despite all these bad qualities, there's one redeeming factor. Kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangam prajet. Simply by performing Krishna Kirtana, we can be liberated. It's too much, huh? I wanted to do all 9 today because I wanted to do all 9, but maybe it's not possible. Okay, so Kirtan. Kirtaneva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Paramrajet. Even though there's so many bad qualities, if we perform Krishna Kirtan, then certainly we can be liberated. Krishna is non-different from his names. So by chanting Krishna's names, we are with Krishna, and by praying to him, then he'll take us to his abode. It is said, the Shastras tell, Krishna tomar hoy jadi bole ek bar maya banda hoite Krishna kore tare bal. We learned this one, right? That if we call out once, Ha Krishna, I am yours. This is Kirtan. Kirtan means, Ha Krishna, I am yours. If we call out like this, Krishna very quickly will take us up out of Maya, out of illusory life. But this must be a sincere prayer. We must genuinely pray from the core of our heart, O Krishna, Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namosute. O Krishna, I am yours. O Krishna, I am yours. O Krishna, you are mine. But who is Krishna? Then, with relationship, we do Krishna Kirtan. Whose Kirtan is the topmost Kirtan? The Brajabasi's Kirtan is the topmost Kirtan. And of the Brajabasis, the Gopis' Kirtan is the topmost Kirtan. Even Uddhava, who is the disciple of the Guru of the gods, Brihaspati, as well as Brahma and the other Devas, all glorify the Gopis' Kirtan. Vande Nandam Brajestrinam Padarenuma Bhikshnasa Yasyam Hari Katod Kirtam Punati Bhuvanatrayam. The Kirtan, or the glorifications of Krishna sung by the Braja Gopis, purifies the entire 3 worlds. So this is the glory of Krishna Kirtan. It purifies everything. This world is filled with material sound vibration, which is contaminating the consciousness of living entities. But Krishna Kirtan uplifts our consciousness and helps us progress in spiritual life. So after we do Shravanam, then we must start with Kirtanam. Krishna Kirtan. This is what all our Goswamis are doing. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritam Bo Nidhi. By the performance of Krishna Kirtan, we can develop Krishna Prem. Mahaprabhu himself showed this. And he taught this in his Shikshastakam. What did Mahaprabhu teach? First verse of Shikshastakam. Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kaira Vachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardanam Pratipadam Punam Taswadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sankirtan is our only hope. This is what we need to remember. That Kali Yuga, everything is full of faults. Archan, everything has some contaminations. Nothing is completely pure. But only Kirtan is our hope. So if we give up Kirtan, everything is lost. That's why every day now, Every day from morning to evening, we're engaged in some form of kirtan. Mangalarti, before Mangalarti, half an hour kirtan. Then bhajans, then Guru Puja, then artis. Then from 1 to 3, Mahamantra kirtan. Then 5 o'clock, another kirtan. Then arti, then another kirtan. Then class, then another arti. If you look at our daily schedule, how much kirtan is there? Before Mangalarti. And Vaishnavas wake, 1:30, 2 o'clock, Prabhuji is chanting Harinam. This is also kirtan. Chanting Harinam is kirtan. So, Prabhuji is chanting Harinam 1:30 to 4. Then bhajans 4 to 4:30 or 4:30 to 5. Then Mangalarti. Then after Mangalarti, people are chanting Japa, more kirtan. Okay, then after Japa, then 6 o'clock, bhajans to 7:30. Bhajan is kirtan. Then Harikatha. Harikatha is also kirtanam because you're doing kirtan. Another form of kirtan is a book printing. This is called Brihad Mridanga. It's the big kirtan, the big mridanga. So it's very important. The mridanga is Krishna's flute in Mahaprabhu's Leela. Mahaprabhu's Leela, Krishna's flute is the mridanga. And the big mridanga is the printing press. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said that if you can spread our only goal, our only service, that what are we? Who are we? As devotees in the ashram, what is our purpose? That we are just simply the postmen who are delivering the message of the transcendental sky. Vaikuntha Vardmya Pion means we are the postmen distributing the message of the transcendental sky, house to house, door to door, by Krishna Kirtan. So therefore, Param Gurudev said, book seva is non-different from Kirtan. Those who are typing are doing Kirtan with their fingers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. When Prabhupada would write articles, afterwards he would proofread the articles. And sometimes later on, other people would write articles and send him to him. Like later on, he would send the Back to Godhead, other people would write. And he would proofread them. And he would check how many times does the name Krishna come in the article. The more times you see the name Krishna, the better the article is. If the article is very nice philosophy, but you don't hear Krishna's name, then it's useless. You would give it an F grade. And if Krishna's name is in every sentence, 2-3 times, then that's A+. Why? Because our process is hearing Krishna's names. Krishna is non-different from his names. All these other words are Shabda Samanya, material sound. Transcendental sound is Krishna's names. And those things which are helping us progress towards Krishna. So this is Krishna Kirtanam. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Kirtanam. Krishna Kirtan is the way that we can be saved. Krishna Kirtana is the way that we can be liberated. Therefore, Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi Sunichana Tarora Vasahisuna Manana Mananina Kirtaniya Sarahari. Now, incessantly perform Krishna Kirtan. This is our dharma. So, whether we are chanting, doing Kirtan, writing books, spreading the message, speaking Harikatha, even while cooking, we should be doing Kirtan. Internally or externally, doesn't matter. We can chant inside as well. But the best thing is loud Kirtan. Sankirtan means loud congregational chanting. It's described to be 100 times more beneficial than chanting in your mind just for yourself. Because then you're helping many others. So loudly you should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Gaur Brahmanande, Hare Hare Bo.